Yes.
It's 2:30 on September 12th, and I'd like to call the Finance Committee meeting to order. Is there any pecuniary interest?
None known.
None here. Thank you. No delegations, circulation of prior minutes. They were approved at our July council meeting. No business arising out of the minutes, and we have ongoing tasks. I think there's only one item there. And that's the,
A budget report,
yeah, the
and it's on new business here, so we can cover it there if that's all right.
the crossing guard. That's the only one that's
Oh, yeah, that's done. That's taken care of.
That's good. Okay. Move down to health and safety. Inspection sheets. See, the extinguishers were, that was just a timing issue on the extinguishers.
I think
I'm
so, yeah.
assuming. Yes. MSDS, that's continuation, right? Okay, can I move that we accept the joint health and safety? Thank you. New business. We have bank reconciliations.
So you'd like to do those all in one? All 6 of the bank recs in one?
I have no issue with any of them.
No. I didn't-
Worship.
No.
Okay, we're gonna, I'll move that we accept the bank reconciliations for May, June, and July.
Yeah, me, sorry.
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay, thank you. Other item on new business is property standards changes.
So there was a discussion back, I don't know when it was, a few months ago, about starting to charge back and making sure we have the right bylaws in place to be able to charge back our property standards fees that we're charging to people. So I got a reminder last week to look at that. And it's all covered in the bylaw. So now it's just a matter of when I think Tina gets these bills from the county and we can go through them and determine what we're going to be charging back to people. So we already have the ability to do it based on this bylaw.
Yes,
And then, and the section that says, you know, you can charge it, put it on a person's taxes and be
Yeah.
collectible, same as taxes. So,
that's Schedule A.
yeah,
Yes,
so it's all the bylaw as it is allows us to do that. It's just up to Tina and I.
You know what bylaw it is?
it's in here. right?
20 of 2017.
Yes. So it said here we need to make some little word changes, is that right?
Yeah, and those changes just need to be made to the schedule.
Okay,
So that doesn't have to be approved by council. I can just, and it
Okay.
was just, I'm reading it, it's just not, I don't remember exactly off the top of my head what it was, but just some of the wording was a little bit off.
well, in your memo here, it says city, and I was gonna change city to
Right.
village, right?
Mhm.
Something simple as that, because that's out of Schedule A. Okay, good.
You know, when we talked about the next newsletter and we talked about topics. This
This
could
could
be
go
an
in there, yeah.
update.
Yes,
Okay, so any changes that we've made over the next, the last while?
And we can start to, like, you know, we can tell people too that when Kelly is sent out, like we normally
Yeah.
wouldn't charge for a first visit,
Right,
yes,
but if there's follow-up or if there's repeat offenders,
yes,
we can start telling people right away, like,
Yeah.
if you don't do this, you will be charged back for any costs.
I think that's appropriate because the first visit, she's really determining, is this really a valid complaint?
absolutely.
Because it might be a nuisance complaint.
Yeah, yeah, and that's all in Schedule A.
Yeah.
Yes. What else on that? No. Because I know we did budget some revenue into that
Mhm.
for this year. Okay, so I'll move that we receive and file that report.
So moved.
Thank you. Next item is the fee services review.
So yeah, the only one that I caught in there that really stood out was the food services vehicle. We've raised it by $100 each of the last 2 years. And the direction was to put it, to get it up to 1,500, so. To raise that to 1,500 for this year. That was the only one that stood out to me. I don't know if there's others that,
Well, I didn't know if we were gonna do a more comprehensive look because last year we didn't raise any fees.
mhm,
And I know in your memo here, I had suggested when we were looking at the animal control bylaw that we raise dog licenses or make a change. And you said we would do that with the fee schedule. And now you're saying we'll do it with the animal control bylaw. So I'm a little
So-
confused.
I think we need to, in my opinion, we need to pass the bylaw. For the animal control, and then. Any fees that, I mean, the animal control bylaw will have lots of fines in it.
Yes.
But it will also have fee structure for the animals
Okay.
and. Yeah, I think the thing to do is pass that bylaw and then adjust the fee schedule.
That's fair.
And same thing with water rates, really. I mean,
Yes.
we'll review the water rates in January
Yes.
and we'll make changes to the fee schedule at that point as well.
And that's common practice. That's
Yeah.
the way we normally do it yearly. Okay, because I'm just looking at, as I said, like I know some municipalities look at this yearly, every couple of years and put up a percentage.
Mhm.
And, we have been hit the last couple of years pretty heavy with inflation. So that means our costs go up for doing things as well. So
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if, I did catch the one on food services. That's good. But I'm wondering if there's anything else we should look at. And I do have a question too.
Mhm.
In here, it says here, we can charge after the second false alarm for the police. And that's something I don't think we've been doing.
Yeah, false alarms for police haven't been a real big issue recently. A few years ago they were.
Yes.
But it doesn't seem to be as much of an issue lately.
Okay.
There was, I'm gonna say. Maybe even 3 or 4
Yeah,
years
we
ago.
never decided to charge anyone because it was like the Blue Water Bridge and they went back and sent a memo to all their employees and it was the way they were dialing out
Mhm.
on their
Yes.
phones.
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
we weren't gonna whack them for that. And the children's aid
Yeah.
had,
Mhm.
their issue was the constant changeover of people, they felt like was causing false alarms.
Okay. I
St.
just,
Clair Child and Youth was the same.
Yeah. I just thought I'd bring it up just
And
because
I
I know it was a problem.
they're not for profits and.
Yeah.
We decided just to keep talking to them about engaging their employees.
Yeah, my memory is that the staff sergeant went and had a visit with them and that
Yeah.
seemed to
Okay,
help
Yes,
smooth things over.
that definitely helps. Okay. So. Yes. Yes. So we'll, I guess I'll recommend that the food services vehicle license be raised to 1,500 effective January 1st. And that changes to the schedule for dog licenses and sewer rates be adjusted when these decisions are made.
And-
Second.
I mean, that doesn't, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
yeah,
So that doesn't preclude us if somebody comes up with something else that, when this goes before council in a couple
Mhm.
weeks,
Sure.
we can change things
Okay,
at that point too.
okay, good. Thank you. The next one is insurance on events at the Optimus Hall.
So I reached out to Rob at the Optimus Club probably approximately a month ago, maybe a bit longer than that. And he was gonna bring it up. He said they do not ask for insurance at all. They have their own insurance, but they don't ask renters for insurance. So he was gonna talk about it. They had a board meeting coming up shortly after that, and he was gonna discuss it then. So I reached out to him on Wednesday or Thursday last week. He's over in Europe somewhere right now, so he said we could talk about it. We can talk about it when it gets back, if that's okay, so,
Okay. This is our facility, right?
yes.
So this
yeah.
is your insurance would cover. I know we have insurance, but this is supplemental insurance
Yeah.
to cover.
Yeah,
us.
it's no different than our arena, our ball diamond, our
Yes.
soccer pitches, like, we're,
It's our facility.
yeah.
Okay,
So
so that's gonna continue.
we had an interesting conversation, or Derek actually had this idea, he wondered. So the one comment I've been getting from people that are being required to buy insurance for the arena is, how come we have to buy it separately? Here in the city of Sarnia, it's part of our rental rates. The reason is because we have a different insurance company. You know, and their company offers it and ours doesn't, so people are required to buy separate insurance here. What Derek suggested was perhaps we reach out to one of these providers. And say, how would it be possible for the village to buy the insurance? That's gonna cover us for these types of things. And then charge the fee, add the fee to our rate, so that customers are only paying the one rate and the insurance is including, like. Our company doesn't provide it, but maybe another company would.
Mhm.
And so that because I don't really think it's the cost of the insurance that, like, it's usually works out to about $1 a person. Each time they skate, like,
Yes.
it's not big bucks,
No,
it's the hassle of it and the,
it's the
It's the
paperwork.
paperwork and-
It's, yes,
so, I mean, I think it's worthwhile looking into. So there's a renter at the arena, I have no idea who it is, bought their insurance from a local provider. So we could perhaps reach out to them and we'd say to them, how much would it cost us to have this insurance from 7 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night every day, 7 days a week, with, up to 30 participants at a time, or maybe 30 isn't big enough, but maybe you need 50 at a time, I don't know.
Mhm.
And see what it would cost, and then say, okay, well, it's gonna cost you $12,000. Okay, well, we're gonna have 7 days a week, we're gonna have roughly 100 hours of ice time a week for 26 weeks or so. So like, do the calculations.
Yeah.
$4 an hour, whatever it comes out. to,
Yeah.
And just see if that's an option that we could. The village could buy the insurance. And then charge the rates. And add the money to, I think. From what I'm hearing, I think people would rather just have the one rate to pay.
I would, yes. I would,
I'm not exactly certain, I'd have to get the details, but you mentioned the Coyotes.
Mhm.
They get their insurance, I think, through the Women's Hockey League,
Could very well be.
so. They might have a different process,
Mhm.
that's all I'm saying.
well, even Pima. Pima
Yeah,
would have
they've got
insurance
insurance
through
also.
Hockey Canada or one of those
Yeah.
organizations or something, but still, it's more for the one-offs,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, that'd be, I'd like to see that looked into, because I think that would go a long way to. It has to be done,
mhm.
and that would make it easiest for the renters. If people using the facility.
So we can do some follow-up on that side as well.
Okay,
But yeah, I think we're going to probably have to start looking at it for the community hall too, that we want renters to. And it's gonna be a cost to people, but. It needs to happen, especially at the hall, because then you're involving. Alcohol, and
But we've already always had insurance,
we have insurance,
Right,
yes, same as
okay.
we do for,
right,
we have insurance in our arena as well.
right.
But our insurer is telling us that we
Okay,
should be
I just-
getting,
I'm just asking, like, where did this come from all of a
Yeah.
sudden?
yes,
I mean,
it's,
we're paying a fortune for
Yeah.
insurance.
so I think what it comes down to basically is if I rent the ice and something happens there and I have insurance, then my insurance should cover it. The village should
Right,
be left out of
right.
it. So
First
your
aid.
rates won't change.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the theory behind it.
now, I have a question to ask on that. Let's say we allow someone on the ice who doesn't have the insurance. An incident happens. Is our insurance? Will it still be enforced, or will it not?
It will.
It will be? Okay, because, I'm just wondering, because if the
Yep.
insurance company mandates that we'd have to have insurance from the participants. I'm just wondering if they will not cover
No,
based on
I
that.
asked that question and we are still covered.
Okay. That was a
But
concern.
if
of
something
mine.
happens, then our rates are going up.
Yes,
Where
absolutely.
if we,
So if you're going to look into a provider. Wouldn't it just be for the arena, then would it be for your ball events too, and the
essentially,
community hall?
Yeah,
So then you gotta figure a way to
yeah,
provide that cost.
yeah, because the
The arena should not, arena participants should not.
absolutely. No,
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah. if
Yeah.
we're doing it, do it all inclusive.
Yeah.
For all our facilities. That makes perfect sense. Okay.
Okay.
So. That's gonna just be follow-up. Look at a provider at.
Yep.
Insurance for our facilities. For participants. Okay,
So as it stands right now, and we've had a few submitted over the last week or so, people are starting to submit. Certificates of insurance that show the village as a co-insured, so there are people getting on board. Excuse me, on board, and there's people that are understanding they have to. So I would expect in the next week or two, there might be a rush of people looking for help
sure.
but we can look in the meantime at other options. And then the hall is kind of a separate, it's the same thing, but it's a separate issue that we'll.
Yeah.
We'll do some follow up on as well.
Thank you. Okay, move on to next item, item 10, the 2020 budget summary. That was supposed to have been done at some point.
Yeah, I just haven't, I mean. Yeah, I just
Okay.
haven't got to, I will,
Can I make a suggestion that we include it in, can we include it in kind of the budget? When we do the budget wrap up, we do a one pager of, you know, when we come up with a press release or whatever, can it be incorporated into that process? Because if you take the template year after year, it shouldn't change a lot, just some of the numbers,
mhm.
you know what I mean? So that we have it and it's out and it doesn't. come
Yeah,
back.
we can, I mean, yeah, we can look at that. Yeah. There definitely needs to be done better, like it needs to be, obviously it shouldn't be gone this long. It's just one of those things you gotta sit down and. Take the time to do, it's like
Yeah.
an afternoon job, right, but putting the numbers together isn't the hard part, it's the. Working the graphs together and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, but yeah, we can. I'll
But,
work
You know, as I'm
towards
saying, if we have a template from the year before, it
Mhm.
may be almost as simple as plugging it into the
Yeah.
spreadsheet and the numbers should change.
Yeah.
Right, and then it's done, that we
Okay.
don't have it come up again and again. Okay, thank you. Okay, financial statements,
before we go to
Oh, sorry.
financial statements, I
New
just wanted
business?
to add a piece of new business, because I forgot it this morning.
sure,
I just wanted to remind everyone that Bridgeview School is having a barbecue on September the 20th at 4 o'clock. It's the welcome barbecue, and we do have a new principal, and she's kind enough to contact the fire hall and have them involved, and then contact all us, invite us, so. And they're also looking for any parents that are interested in joining the parent teacher council. So I forgot to mention it earlier. But hopefully some people from this morning are listening this afternoon.
okay, thank you. Financial statements, any questions? Your worship,
I had one this morning, but it's already been addressed on operations. Just some overtime stuff that
yes,
starting out from the storm, I hadn't thought about it.
okay, I've got
Yeah,
a,
I already adjusted that.
Um,
You've already, like the statement she had, we've adjusted out
yeah,
so
Yeah.
overtime is an issue then.
Yes.
You could get an explanation on why it's so high,
well, one of them was about the storm.
but she's already taken it out.
Oh, you've already took it out. Then I am concerned.
you took it out
guess-
in August, did you not? July, I saw it in the,
These numbers go to July 31st.
Okay, then it's not out.
It's not out, okay. Thank you.
August
These
31st.
numbers go to August
They
31st.
go to August 31st.
I'm sorry.
It was,
It should be then.
it shits out.
Right, then
I saw it here in my detail summary.
So
The
I think
adjustments.
it
we
is, we'll have to do some follow up
Okay.
and figure out what's going
All
on.
right,
there.
thank you. It's great. Like, when I looked at it in July, it was 118 and there's still a few months left, so.
I have a couple questions. One is, I don't see any MAT tax revenue yet for July and August.
Oh, when I did the statements, I got them the day later.
Okay.
So they're, it's in there.
Okay, thank you.
July,
Yes,
August will get.
yes, okay. Well, I think, because we've been off for basically August, so, just thought it,
No, just the time.
it's a timing issue again.
Getting the statements for Jim.
Okay, chip truck rental. We didn't use our second spot.
No, we
So-
didn't have any bids submitted, so I think,
So,
well, my plan was to re-advertise in the fall for
Okay.
next year.
okay,
See if
but
we-
for this year's budget, we put money in the budget for revenue.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be
Short.
short. Just bringing that to people's attention.
We took a risk.
Yeah. Summer students, did we get a grant?
Yeah. I can't tell you the amounts right off the top. of my
Okay,
head,
because I didn't see it
it's
in the,
some.
in the
I
statement.
don't think it's
as-
as much as we budgeted either. I'm pretty sure we budgeted for 4. We only got for 2.
Okay, we budgeted for, well, we got budgeted 20,000.
Yeah, well, we're not getting near that much.
Okay. Uh, Blue box program. We put 35. Do we know how, like, we're still gonna get billed for the commercial and institutional, I believe,
Mhm.
with this new program? We haven't
Right.
received any billing on that yet. I don't even know who's gonna bill us. But somebody's supposed to.
Marcotte,
More cost?
I'm pretty sure. No, not,
Or that's so
Mterra,
different.
Mterra,
Mterra?
sorry.
Okay. Okay, just following up on that. Summer
And you
students.
said that's just for commercial?
Commercial and
Commercial industrial.
institutional.
Yeah,
Well,
ICI,
institutional,
like-
yeah, ICI. I noticed we've got money left in the traffic study grant. Now, do we have to give that back or can we spend the rest? There's $4,400. Or is that, have we paid all the bills?
I would say so. I would have to do some follow-up, but I would think they're all,
That would just be something when we go to the capital stuff. We'll see what, yeah,
I'm just,
it's early to say we're done for sure, but.
yeah.
okay, I'm just curious, like,
What,
if, no, if they were gonna take back what we didn't use.
Well, they haven't given us anything yet. Right, we haven't.
Oh, we haven't got the money
We
yet.
have to submit
Oh,
to
okay.
them to get the
Okay.
money back.
So we'll only
From-
get what we submit.
Yeah.
Basically,
I
up to
would-
50. Okay, that's what I just wanted to clarify. Thank you. Can I talk to you about that other issue? I've got no other issues. Sorry. Had lots of time over the last couple days.
No grandkids around?
Not yet. Can I move that we receive and file the financial statements for July and August?
I'll second that.
Thank you. And anybody have anything else?
Well,
No.
I did my spiel on the school.
Good, thank you. The next meeting will be on October 10th, 2:30 in the afternoon. See you then.